Aaron Cade had fixed 1,000 relay stations in his life, but none of them had ever hummed like this one, like it was trying to sing opera through a mouthful of static. He tightened one last bolt, muttering that if the galaxy wanted stable communication, it should at least buy him better tools. The console flickered, spat sparks, and displayed a message he definitely hadn't programmed. Initializing cosmic pair bond protocol. Absolutely not, Aaron said, jabbing the cancel button. The console responded by exploding into a swirling beam of light that shot straight into the sky, as if announcing his romantic availability to the entire universe. Great, perfect, exactly what I wanted, interstellar matchmaking. He stared at the burned panel and added, "My supervisor is going to kill me before any alien does." Far above Earth, something ancient and sharp heard the call. Varela of the Archon clans halted her patrol, long ears twitching at the frequency. The sound rippled through her armor like a heartbeat. A mate call, a serious, sacred matter. She checked the coordinates, blinked twice, and frowned. A human world? Strange. But destiny has a terrible sense of humor. She armed her spear, ignited her thrusters, and launched toward Earth, muttering that if her future mate was frail, she'd at least teach him how to hold a proper weapon. Aaron was still sweeping debris from the floor when the sky cracked open with a roar that rattled his teeth. A glowing pod slammed into the ground outside his workshop, sending dust everywhere. He coughed, waving the air clear, and whispered, "Please be a meteor. Please don't be a lawsuit in a crater." The pod hatch hissed open. Out stepped a tall figure in living metal armor, long ears rising like sleek antennae, eyes sharp enough to cut through steel. She pointed her spear at him with ceremonial seriousness. "Human male. I am Varela. You summoned me." Aaron squeaked. Actually squeaked. "I was updating a satellite, not my relationship status." She marched closer, studying him as though he were an exotic but possibly defective artifact. The signal was precise, ritualistic, passionately chaotic. A brave call. "That's just how my coding looks," he said. "Passionately chaotic is generous, honestly." Varela lowered her spear, confusion softening into curiosity. "You appear smaller than expected." "Well, you appear like you could bench press my entire workshop, so we're even." She blinked, her long ears tilting in what he guessed was amusement or predatory interest. "Do not worry. I will protect you. You are my chosen mate." Aaron stared at her, then at the smoking console, then back at her. "I need a new job," he whispered. "Or a new planet." Aaron tried very hard to look dignified while backing away from a towering alien warrior who believed she was engaged to him. Unfortunately, dignity was difficult to maintain when you tripped over your own toolbox. Varela caught him by the collar before he hit the floor, lifting him effortlessly as if he weighed as much as a confused pillow. "I do not understand your evasive behavior," she said. "Is fleeing a customary part of human courtship?" "It is when you show up with a spear," Aaron answered, dangling slightly. "And when you're built like a gym membership I never signed up for." She set him down gently, though her long ears flicked with what he suspected was irritation. Or amusement. Or both. He was quickly learning that Archon facial expressions were like cryptic puzzles. Fascinating, intimidating, and potentially hazardous. Varela paced around the ruined console, touching the cracked panel with a gauntlet hand. The living alloy shifted around her fingers as if sensing her thoughts. "This device of yours is unstable," she said. No wonder the mate call exploded across half the quadrant. "It wasn't supposed to explode across anything," Aaron replied. "It was supposed to restart a satellite, not, broadcast my availability to space like a desperate cosmic dating app." Varela tilted her head. "A dating app? Is this a human weapon?" "Only emotionally," Aaron said. Before she could ask another question, the relay screens flickered to life on their own, displaying streams of alien symbols. Symbols neither of them recognized. Varela's posture stiffened instantly. Her armor tightened like a second skin readying for battle. "Someone is answering the call," she said. "Multiple ships." Tracking the signal source. Your beacon carried the frequency of an Archon clan challenge. This will attract warriors, and those who hunt warriors. Aaron rubbed his face with both hands. Fantastic. Not only did I accidentally propose, I also started an interstellar bar fight. That is an impressive achievement for someone so physically unimposing, Varela noted. The workshop lights flickered as an energy burst passed overhead, rattling the walls. Varela grabbed Aaron by the arm and pulled him behind her. Spear ready. Drones, she said. Scouts. They are analyzing the site. Can we tell them to stop analyzing and go analyze someone else? They do not take suggestions. Together they crouched behind a generator as 3 floating drones swept into the workshop, scanning with red beams. Aaron whispered, "If they find us, I want you to know I blame the console entirely." Varela smirked. "If they find us, I will destroy them, and you will continue blaming the console." She leapt before he could argue, slicing the first drone cleanly in half with a single swing. Sparks rained like metallic confetti. Aaron yelped and covered his head. The second drone fired a bolt that scorched the wall beside him, and he bravely dove behind a toolbox. Varela skewered it midair. The last drone fled, zipping out into the sky. "That one will send word," she said, landing beside him. "More will come." Aaron peeked from behind the toolbox. "So, what you're saying is we're in trouble." "Yes, significant trouble." She paused, looking almost pleased. "But we face it together, mate." "Please stop calling me that," Aaron begged. "I will stop when it stops being true." He groaned into his hands. "I definitely need a new planet." Aaron had never imagined he would spend his evening welding alien armor plates to an Earth-made power generator while a long-eared warrior critiqued his craftsmanship. Varela stood over him, arms crossed, ears angled high in battle readiness. Outside the workshop, the night sky pulsed with the approach of hostile ships, their engines growling like distant thunder. "You are attaching that piece crooked," she said. "It's not crooked," Aaron muttered. "It's artistically tilted. Very fashionable on Earth. On Archon, crooked armor means imminent death." Okay. Straightening it, the hybrid defense system they built looked like a cross between a communication tower, a plasma launcher, and a very confused toaster. Aaron prayed it would work. Varela didn't pray. She simply stretched her arms, checked her spear, and prepared to fight an entire squadron if needed. "You know," he said, tightening one last bolt, "I used to think the worst part of my job was paperwork. Turns out the worst part is accidentally starting a galactic feud." She smiled faintly. "And yet you build without hesitation. That is courage." "It's panic," he corrected. "Highly productive panic." A tremor shook the ground as the enemy ships descended. Dark, angular crafts hovered overhead, releasing troops and drones in a coordinated sweep. Varela stepped forward, spear glowing with coiled energy. Aaron swallowed hard but stood beside her, clutching a makeshift control pad wired to their hybrid device. "Stay behind me," she commanded. "Not a chance," he said, voice shaking. "If we're in this mess together, then we're getting out of it together. Also, if anything hits this machine, you're the only one strong enough to lift the pieces off me." She let out a short laugh, sharp, surprised, warm. The troops advanced. Varela moved like lightning, striking with precision, her long ears streaming behind her. Aaron activated the device, sending a surge of amplified energy through the ground. The living Archon metal awakened, forming a shimmering barrier around them. Drones crashed into the shield and dissolved in sparks. "It's working," Aaron yelled. "Of course it is," she said, slicing through another attacker. "You built it." But the largest ship opened fire, its cannons cracking the air. The shield flickered. Varela pushed Aaron behind her as a beam hit the barrier, shattering part of it. Aaron grabbed exposed wires, rerouting energy manually. "Aaron!" she shouted. "Don't worry," he yelled back. "I do this kind of thing all the time. Usually with less screaming, though." The device roared to life again, releasing a pulse so bright the night turned white. The enemy ship reeled, systems failing, engines sputtering. One by one, the invaders retreated, limping back into the stars until the sky once again fell quiet. Aaron collapsed onto the ground, breathing hard. Varela knelt beside him, checking him for injuries despite his waving hands insisting he was fine. "You risked yourself for me?" she said softly. "You risk yourself for me every 3 minutes," he answered. "I figured I should keep up." Her long ears lowered slightly, an archon sign of deep emotion. "Perhaps the signal you sent was not a mistake after all." "Maybe not," he admitted. "But next time, if I accidentally summon someone, I hope it's just a technician." She laughed, a sound that echoed like distant starlight. "You have grown braver, Aaron Cade." He shrugged. Being nearly vaporized several times builds character. They stood together amid the ruins of the workshop, the night calm again. Varela stepped closer, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Mate," she said gently, "our bond may have begun with chaos, but it has forged something strong." He sighed, but this time not in despair. "Fine. Maybe not the worst fate in the universe." She smiled, long ears lifting proudly as she extended her hand. "And where will you go now?" he asked. "Wherever you go," she replied. "Our path is shared." Aaron took her hand, feeling the warmth of someone who had crossed galaxies for him, and someone he had chosen to stand with, despite everything. "Well," he said, "at least it'll be an interesting life." Varela nodded. "The best ones always are."